And we are now recording this session. Thank you very much for joining me today, Sahar and Issa. Great to see both of you. And today we're going to be talking about teaching conversation activities. So on Saturday, Ms. Misagi was talking to you about 4-skill lesson plans. And today I'm talking about teaching conversation activities. So conversation activities focus on listening and speaking. The 4-skill lesson plans that Ms. Misagi will give you more information about this coming Saturday, they add in the reading and writing to cover all the 4 skills.
So, sorry, Daniel, just a short question. Are you sharing the screen right now?
No.
Oh, okay. No worries.
Not yet. I'll let you know, Esther, when I'm doing that.
Okay. Yeah,
So
I was worried maybe you're sharing, then I'm not seeing anything.
No, not yet. So with all of these 4 skills, even though we isolate them out to talk about them individually, they are very interconnected. So you cannot have listening and speaking without involving some reading and perhaps some writing, but definitely you have reading along with listening and reading along with speaking. But in the conversation activities, we just focus on the listening and speaking. We highlight those and zoom in on those 2 items.
Yeah.
Okay, so now I'm going to share my screen. And on the Canvas platform, we can see there's a section here called Conversation Activities Guideline. This is under modules, and it's down a fair way under modules, but you'll see it where it says Teaching Conversation Activities. So this is a practical approach as an introduction to designing conversation activities that can be used in conversation workshops and group classes of more than 2 people. Now this goes on and gives you many different headings and categories that they want you to add in details about in your conversation activities. So the number of participants or students, the level of students and their basic knowledge in the selected target language, the average age of students, the knowledge of professional and educational background and interests, and all these other topics. They're all listed here, and you can see them when you go to the Canvas platform. So what I did was I took all of these headings and I put them into a Word document. Here it is. There we go. I put them into a Word document that I use when I'm doing assessment of your assignments. Mm-hmm. So I've got fill in the blank spaces here for all of these different categories. And I took all of these headings directly from the Canvas platform. So if you would like me to email you this form, and there are 2 copies of it in the document. If you would like me to email you this form for you to use as a worksheet, as a guideline, then please send me an email.
Yeah.
Okay, yes, please. Yeah.
Definitely do. We keep it as a reference.
I'm happy to share it with you.
Thank you.
But I don't have all of your emails, so you need to send me an email. I'm putting my email address in the chat box right now.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
That would be helpful.
Oh, just have to check the spelling. There we go. So there's my email address.
Yes.
If you send me an email, just say, please send me the conversation activity. You can use CA as the short form for that. You could just ask me to send you the CA template. And I'll send it back to you within a day or so.
Thank you.
All right, so I'm going back to sharing the screen again now. This also gives you a sort of a relative number of marks for each of the sections. So some of these sections, like part E, is where you have the details of what you would do in the activity, the different directions you would give to the students. It's worth the most marks because that's where all the action is taking place, is right here. So use this as your guideline. And be sure to give an extra class assignment at the end of the lesson. And that should relate back to what you were doing in the lesson and act as a follow-up for the students to gain a better understanding of what you did during the classroom. Now, before we come back to this, what we're going to do with this today is we're going to fill one in. We're going to create a title and we're going to fill in some of these details to give you an idea of how to build this. But before I do that, I'm going to show you my conversation activities, my assignment that I submitted. And I was in the diploma program, so I had to do 12 conversation activities. If you're in the advanced or diploma, you do 12 conversation activities.
Yes. We have
So-
only 4, right?
Pardon?
We have only 4 to do.
Are you in foundation?
Advanced.
No, the advanced does 12.
12? I see.
Yes. So I included an introductory statement. Now, you don't need to do this, but I like putting an introductory statement page in where I can discuss different aspects of what's coming up. And so I included this little paragraph at the bottom of this page. All of my examples are designed essentially for classroom delivery. However, if the Moodle platform were available, I could easily adapt these activities for students to have online access to lessons and resources. Have either of you used the Moodle platform?
No, not me.
Okay, Moodle platform is widely used in a lot of educational institutions, especially at the university level. I've been using Moodle for several years with university courses I teach. Currently, during the onset of COVID-19, these classes have transitioned to online using Zoom, with which I am also very familiar.
We are familiar with Zoom. Zoom and Teams.
You've used Google Teams?
Teams and Zoom and Google Meets.
Google Meet, yes, okay. That's fine. They're all very similar. They all do the same thing, basically. So if you want to include an introductory statement, you may, but it's not required.
Yes.
And then here's my first conversation activity, number 1. My topic was shopping for groceries. Now, it's very important, besides filling in all of these different blanks and all these different headings, it's very important to include lots of pictures
Yes.
related to your topic.
Mhm.
This is definitely an expectation.
Mrs. Alham told us that some students do the lesson preparation and they forget to include the material.
Yes, that's right.
And this is the problem. Yeah, we have to include this material.
Yes, so
Attached.
include pictures, lots of pictures that relate to your topic, and videos as well.
Mhm.
So I'm going to show you this little video. I hope you'll be able to hear it, but let's have a look at it.
The best place for creators to make money in the creator economy is Kajabi.
You don't need a huge following to be really successful.
Grocery shopping.
Hello.
Hello. Can I help you?
Yes, please. I would like a loaf of white bread, a dozen eggs, and milk.
Sure. How much milk would you like?
I'd like 2 cartons of milk.
Okay. Anything else?
Yes, a small bag of flour and a bottle of oil.
What kind of oil would you like?
A small bottle of olive oil, please.
Here you are. Will that be all?
Yes, that's all. How much is it?
That's $23.
Here you are.
And here is your receipt.
Could you please give me a bag?
Yes, of course. Here it is. Have a nice day.
Thank you. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Hi.
Hi. What can I do for you?
I would like a bunch of bananas and a kilo of red apples.
I'm afraid we only have green apples left. Is that all right?
Yes, that will be fine.
Anything else?
Yes. Have you got any olives?
Yes, we have both green and black olives. Which do you prefer?
I would like a jar of green olives.
Here you are.
How much does it cost?
It's $10.75.
Here you are.
And here is your change and receipt.
Thank you. See you soon.
Thanks for coming. Bye.
What are we going to buy from the grocery store, Mom? Let's first go in the produce section to buy fruits and vegetables. This is the produce section. We need tomatoes and carrots. I would like to buy some oranges. They look so fresh. Okay, you should put them in a plastic bag. We've run out of cereals, so we need to buy 2 boxes. Are these okay? Those are perfect. You can put them into the cart. Mom, can I buy some chips to have a snack a little later? I'm afraid not. Chips are not healthy. I am going to bake some cookies later on, so you'll have a great snack. That sounds wonderful. Let's go and pick up the ingredients. We need flour, sugar and butter, eggs and raisins. This is the dairy section. Let's take the butter and the eggs. I would like to buy some yogurt too. Is that okay? Yes.
So that gives you a sense of how the video goes along. And then with my lesson plan,
Include the link.
I've lost my lesson plan, so I need to go and open it up again. Just give me a brief second to get that pulled open. All right, so I've got it back. And you'll see here under my direction and guide that I've said the teacher introduces today's topic, shopping for groceries, and then we watch the video. I distribute sheets to the students with keywords listing items that the customer is requesting. Loaf of white bread, a dozen eggs, milk, red apples, etc. These items are listed out of the order in which they are requested in the video. Explain that we will watch the video again, and the students are to circle the item on the page as they hear it said in the video. Also ask the students to write down an item requested which the shopkeeper does not have in stock. And that is, red apples are asked for by the second customer, but the grocery owner only has green apples. And then we watch the video for the third time while students complete their paper exercise. Discuss the responses that are circled and ask who identified the item that was not in the store, that being red apples. Distribute one grocery item picture to each of the students and have a role play activity. The teacher acts as the shopkeeper and individual students request the grocery item in the picture they have been given. Students exchange their pictures with each other and repeat step number 9. The role play activity continues. Ask students to pair with the person beside them and decide who will act as the shopkeeper and customer. Distribute a shopping bag and play money to the customer. Students then greet each other as customer and shopkeeper. Customers ask for the item in the picture they are holding and purchase it with the play money. They say goodbye. Customer students write down 3 additional items they forgot to ask for during their first visit to the store. They return and request the additional items. Each shopkeeper must select one item asked for, say he is out of that item, and ask if there is a substitute item. Customer purchases their items and they say goodbye. Then the students reverse the role and repeat steps 13 through 15. Discussion of the conversation to address any questions or conversation difficulties. That's a full class discussion led by the teacher. The follow-up homework assignment here is remember a purchase they made in real life and describe it at the beginning of the next class. Does that make sense? Are there any questions about that?
It's perfect. It makes clear sense. Yeah.
I
It's
did this
very
before.
detailed.
I did this before with my students, teaching them the verbs we use to prepare recipes,
Good.
like fold, bake, whisk, heat, cook, and using the kitchen utensils.
Excellent. Yes.
And then later on, they have to prepare a recipe for the whole class and let them taste it. You know, have fun.
And bring the food in.
Yes.
Yes.
That's an
always
interesting
interesting,
class.
It is fun.
Yeah.
And you
Definitely.
give them
Good for
a
you.
list of the kitchen utensils they use at home, like the spoon, the pot, the pan, the whisk, the mixer.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
That's very good. So then I went on to my second topic.
Yeah.
And here I said that I'm going to have my students shopping for a vehicle. And I said, for the family background, I said the family or work requires them to own a vehicle. A family might require a van, an individual might require a car for work. And I said, students have various language and cultural backgrounds. And this class is being held in a native environment classroom in Canada. I said the methodology I'm using is CLT to address listening, speaking, reading, and writing acquisition needs, combined with TPR, total physical response, which includes actions and role play to enhance the CLT method. Also ALM, audio-lingual method, to support with correct grammatical structures as needed, oral repetition drills by students. So the available materials are pictures of car or van. And always be sure to cite the reference for where you got the picture from. You can just put it immediately underneath the picture like this. So I got both of these from the Dreams Time website. And then here's a video of test driving a new car.
The test drive isn't just the fun part of the car buying process when you get to find out how a car feels. It's also the most important bit when you can find out for certain if that car that you fancy really is the right car for you. The question is just how do you do that? Well, for a start, a test drive starts well before you start to drive. First, make sure you can get comfortable behind a wheel and check how easy the controls are to use. And finally, make sure that your phone is compatible with the car. And remember, a minor irritation now can become a major gripe over time. Don't forget practicality either. Check how easy it is to get in and out of the back and how much space there is. Check how easy it is to move any of these folding seats and bring along any of the things you regularly have to carry, child seats, musical instruments, golf clubs, whatever, just to see how easy it is to get them in and out. You do all this first, because if the car fails any of these tests, how it drives is irrelevant. But if it thumbs up all the way, then you can hit the road. It's best to check in advance if someone from the dealer will want to come along with you. If you can, ask to go on your own so that you're not distracted. If they absolutely insist on accompanying you, bring along a friend so that they can occupy the dealer while you concentrate on the car. Spend as much time in the car as possible and try to drive it on familiar roads. That way you can concentrate on what the car's doing rather than trying to find your way. Likewise, try and drive it in the kind of conditions that you encounter on a daily basis. When our experts review a car, fitness for purpose is the most important single consideration. In other words, does the car do what you want it to do? If you spend a lot of time in town, jaw dropping performance won't be a must-have, but you should make sure you get a really good view all round. And check the weight of these controls. If the steering's too heavy, for example, or the pedals are too firm, it could mean that your dream car is actually a nightmare to drive. On the other hand, if you'll be spending hour after hour on the motorway, comfort and refinement.
So that little bit of that video was just to give you an idea of how that test drive is an option for becoming familiar with a new car that you might want to purchase. So again, you notice the direction and guide, the steps of the lesson plan itself, is the most extensive part of the lesson plan that I've put together here. So the teacher starts off introducing the topic, shopping for a vehicle, showing pictures of vehicles on the classroom screen, and then we watch the video. Ask students to remember points they should keep in mind when shopping for a vehicle. Distribute paper and pencils to the students. So you notice, even though we're focusing on speaking and listening, writing and reading are definitely a part of the lesson as well. As I mentioned earlier, it's virtually impossible to segregate those items out. Tell the students to watch the video again, and they are to write down the points they should remember when shopping for a vehicle. And then share these points.
You need to teach them how to outline what their notes, and how to shortcut writing.
Yes, that's good. Using point form.
Yeah. And abbreviations.
That's a very good idea.
Or else they can't catch. I mean, if they want to write down every word.
That's right.
Same as here in the lesson plan, we usually don't write teacher and students. We just write for teacher T and for students SS.
Yes, that's right. Exactly.
Short form.
Yes. And so then I have set up on a table,
Yeah.
I have set up a toy car lot. So I've got a car lot with toy cars sitting on it.
Mhm.
And the teacher, as the salesperson, says, let me show you this vehicle. Do you like the vehicle's color? What other colors do you have available? And then they repeat that conversation with several students. So the repetition of these various steps is very important for the student to learn the words and to learn how to interact and verbalize what they're thinking about buying a new vehicle.
Yeah.
And we end the class by having a full class discussion to describe their vehicle shopping experience. In my next lesson, I have them shopping for materials to build a shed, a backyard shed, a garden shed. So I got the pictures. And pictures of tools and play money. And then here's a short video about buying lumber.
We're on another road trip, and today we're visiting a wood store, and I've contacted Lars, and he's going to give us some tips and some ideas on what to look for when you're purchasing lumber. Hi, Lars.
Hi.
How are you?
Oh, not bad. How about you?
Good to see you.
Yeah, nice to see you.
Thanks for taking the time. Lars is going to show us today all the criteria required for buying lumber, what you need to look for when you're buying lumber. So
Okay.
let's start off, and we'll kind of go step by step.
Sure. Okay.
So what's the first thing that people should know when they come to buy wood?
Well, first of all, they should really know what species of wood they're looking for, or have a few different types that they're interested in when they come in.
Okay.
So, and then probably a material list to take off of what they're needing.
Okay,
And that's sort of the starting area where to go.
okay. Now, if they don't know whether they need a hardwood or a softwood, can you help them with that too?
Oh, definitely. Yeah, here at Westwind, we're fully capable, a lot of knowledgeable staff. We can definitely help you out on different species, different characteristics of each species of wood
Okay,
for beginners and, and professionals.
okay. So if it's like an outdoor project or an indoor, you would.
Definitely,
Okay.
definitely like exterior type projects, we would probably go with Ipe. Interior woods, the oaks and the maples.
So basically, as you were saying, we have to prepare how many conversation lessons like this? Four conversation or 12?
You'll do 12.
I do 12 like this. Okay.
And the topics that you pick are simply using your imagination, come up with topics to do.
Yeah. So no specific topic.
No specific topic, no.
Okay. I have many.
So also keep in mind that after doing this assignment of the conversation activities, the next assignment is 4 skill lesson plans.
Yeah. These 12 lessons, I should submit them together or one by one?
No, you should submit them all as one document.
I see.
Okay. Yeah, that was gonna be my question actually, whether it's a single document or individual documents. Okay. That's good.
So what you should do as you're going through these conversation activities, be thinking about which 4 of the conversation activities you would like to expand into your 4 skills lesson plans.
I see.
And select 4 that you create as conversation activities and reuse your own material.
Yeah. In writing, and then speaking, writing, speaking, and reading.
And just add reading and writing into the conversation activity, and
Yeah.
it turns it into a 4 skills lesson plan.
I see.
So you might as well reuse your own material, and there's nothing wrong with that.
No.
That's just fine.
We can use material from books that we teach and taught in before, right? And just write the references.
You can get some ideas from books that you've used to teach with, but
Yeah.
you shouldn't just copy the lesson plans directly.
No lesson plans. I mean the activities, not the lesson. I don't have lesson plans. I have activities. I write the lesson plan. I
Sure.
mean the
Again,
material, the videos, the.
you can use videos and pictures from any books you want, as
Okay.
long as you cite the reference.
Yeah, sure. Because I have different activities, speaking activities according to different levels of students. So maybe I put some for the kids and others for the adults, mixed.
Yes. As much as possible, you should create the material yourself.
Yeah. No, it's myself, of course. I mean, I don't have a teacher's book that has the lessons built in. I have the activities that I can do in class, and I write the lesson plan
Right.
myself.
Sure. That should be fine. Yes. So here we have a role playing again.
Yeah.
And I use different things to represent the plywood and 2x4s, nails, and the toy tools. We discussed the names of the toy tools. And we have role playing between the salesperson and the customer. And then we've got play money again that they can buy what they need from the salesperson. And you know, the greetings of goodbye, hello and goodbye, those greetings are important as standard forms of communication.
In our the lessons we used to the lesson preparations we used to do, we used to write down the new vocabulary words that we use in the classroom. Should we do so as well here?
That's a very good idea, yes.
Code objectives.
In here, under the goals and terminal objectives and enabling objectives, I've got different items listed. We'll look at these in more detail on the template sheet that I've got set up for you. So that gives you an idea of how I built my lesson plans. And now let's go to this form. And we'll start at the beginning here in a brief moment, but let's look at goals, enabling, and terminal objectives. The goals, this is the overall goal, and it needs to be clearly stated.
Mhm.
I'm just looking for my Zoom spot to make this a little bit bigger.
Yeah, it's clear now.
Can you read that okay?
Yeah.
All right. So the enabling objectives, these lead to the terminal objectives. The enabling objectives are using learned vocabulary and grammar to achieve a terminal objective. So the enabling is in the process of how the student is learning. The terminal objectives are the benefits to the English language learners or students and how they will identify and describe their learning experience. So the benefits to the student at the end of the lesson, what has the student learned? That's the benefit for the student.
The terminal.
Is the terminal objective. So that's the difference between enabling and terminal. The enabling is along the way, leads to the terminal objectives at the end of the class, the end of the lesson. The terminal objectives are the benefits that the student has learned during the lesson. And this, of course, relates back to the overall goal. So be sure to explain those very clearly in your lesson plans. Now let's create a conversation activity.
Yeah.
What is the subject that we're going to use here?
Talking about everyday routine.
So everyday routines.
Yes.
Good. How many students will there be in the class?
15.
How many?
15.
Okay, and what is the level of the students, their basic knowledge in the selected language?
You, Isa, what do you want the level
Maybe-
to be?
Maybe intermediate.
Intermediate?
Yeah, is that too high?
No, that's fine. Intermediate,
fine.
let's do intermediate.
Intermediate. Average age is 13, 14 years
13,
old.
okay. Yeah.
And the time duration for this activity?
2 hours, 2 periods, two sessions.
Just for the conversation, right? Time duration for conversation.
Now,
Maybe 45 minutes. no?
TESOL likes these conversation activities, these lesson plans. TESOL likes them to be no more than 35 to 45 minutes.
Okay.
I see. But sometimes you have to target the background before, so maybe 2 sessions, no?
It could be 2 sessions,
If the students lack information, I mean.
of course. So we
Yeah.
can say here 2 sessions. Each of 35 minutes.
Yes,
And it would help if I could spell.
no problem. Sometimes the keyboard. Yes.
Are we making some assumptions here?
Maybe students have no idea about the form of the present continuous.
Did you say present continuous?
Yeah, or progressive. It's the same. Or actually present simple, not continuous. The progressive is for something you are doing now, but simple is for daily routine. The form of the present simple, yeah.
Okay. What about prior knowledge?
Prior knowledge.
So if they're intermediate level, they will have been studying English
Yeah,
for a few
verb to
years.
be, and verb, conjugation of verb to be. Or not conjugation of verb to be, like conjugation of the verb, any verb in the present simple. Like, isn't it? Conversation of any verb. Present simple. Or maybe we can say first and second, first and third person singular form of the verb.
What about this point? Knowledge of professional and educational backgrounds.
Educational background.
Sorry, Daniel, is that for the student or something relating to the topic?
Well, this is for the students, so whatever the student's educational background might be. If their age is 13 to 14, they won't have a professional background,
No.
but they will have educational background.
So you mean you have to
Maybe high
stay-
school, junior high school?
They could be, yes.
Yeah, in junior high school. And interest in sport, maybe?
the mother tongue. Anything like any other
Spanish?
language. Chinese.
So this is referring to the teacher's knowledge of the first language or mother tongue.
Yes. Mine is Arabic. You can put Chinese. I don't know, whatever. This is referred to the students, not the teacher, no? It says knowledge of students' first language.
Right, it's the knowledge of the student's first language, but it's talking about is the teacher,
The
I
teachers,
see it.
yeah.
I
Yeah.
see it. Yeah.
is
So
the
the teacher
teacher
is not
familiar
familiar.
with the
Yeah.
mother tongue of the students?
Yeah. Okay. I understand. Okay.
And then the environment of practice.
Should
So
be
is this in
non-native.
a classroom, online, or through the phone, or how is this being done?
A classroom?
Because it's in the classroom, yes. A non-native area classroom. Okay.
Now, what does that mean when we say a non-native classroom? What does that mean?
They cannot practice the language outside of the classroom in a native speaking environment. The conversation is basically inside the classroom only.
Okay, that's good. So let's just have a look. So the topic is everyday routines.
Yeah. July 15.
Thank you.
7. It's today, July 15. Okay.
So let's go down to the goals. Because after we finish filling some parts in here, I will email this to you, to the two of you as well.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
You'll have it as a reference when you're doing your lessons.
Yes.
So what is the overall goal of this lesson plan?
Have students initiate a conversation talking about what they usually do every day or every month or every morning or every year.
Yeah. So like to effectively communicate like daily routine.
Yeah.
Enabling objectives. Now that you should have 2 or 3 enabling objectives and 2 or 3 terminal objectives.
Yes.
So what would be one enabling objective that you could have here?
Keywords related to daily routine activities, such as every day, every morning, every month, every year, daily, using the basically every day, every morning. To describe their daily routines. Actually, they are time keywords, no?
I'm sorry, they're what?
Time keywords. Specifically the time keywords.
I couldn't understand the word you said before keywords.
Time.
Time?
Yes, maybe because we teach them the time keywords like for daily routine every day, for the past simple use yesterday, the day before, for the present continuous. Also, we have every day, every morning for the present continuous. So the time keywords change. For the future, we have tomorrow, after tomorrow, next month. So here, basically, the time keywords. No yesterday here with the present simple. We have every day. Every morning, every month. We also have once, twice.
Well, that's good for the
Yeah,
enabling
that's good for
objectives.
now. That's good for now, yeah.
Now for the terminal objectives,
Maybe a dialogue practice. I don't know how that fits into, but like the overall objective is for them to be able to have a dialogue. So like a dialogue practice wherein maybe you prepare some materials that they can read, like a role play.
Can say students will be able to speak short conversation about their daily routine and write few sentences describing their school daily routine.
Okay.
Yeah.
What methodologies or approaches would you use in the classroom for this lesson plan?
I think we'll need a role play for sure.
First
And
of all, the communicative approach.
oh, okay, the teaching methods, yeah.
CLT, and also audiolingual approach.
Would need TPR as well.
Yeah.
Yes, TPR, very important. Yep.
Total
That's-
physical response. Yeah.
That's good. What materials out of this list that you see here, which one of these would you incorporate?
Computers for sure, pictures for sure. YouTube videos. Papers and pencils. Whiteboard. And worksheets.
And if we can add like a flashcard as well.
It's picture, same as picture.
Okay, okay.
Books. Students use in class the books, probably. Yeah.
Yep.
And worksheets. You didn't tick the worksheet. Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Now we get right down to the nitty gritty of what's happening here.
Yeah.
So we'll just put a few points down. So the teacher is going to introduce the topic, daily routines.
Yeah, by describing her own daily routine.
And you could ask the students to maybe talk about some of the daily routines that they have. So each student will say basically one or two things that they do.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Next point.
The upper point without focusing on the grammatical mistakes. Number 2.
Could you repeat that, Sahar?
I mean, number 2, it's okay if the students make mistakes during this level, during this stage.
There may be a time to explain the vocabularies that you would use, because if each student is given one or two routines that they do, maybe the other students are not familiar, so maybe we need to explain.
Not at this time.
Not at this time, right? Okay. But
No.
we do need to explain the vocabulary.
Yeah, for sure. But maybe we have first of all to let them watch a video and take notes about the verbs that they hear that are used in that video. Take notes with a paper and a pencil. Yes.
Okay, so at this point, I'm going to go out to
YouTube.
I'm going to go out to YouTube.
Tip. Present simple daily routine, elementary level. Or intermediate, sorry, intermediate, yeah. It's mixed, the intermediate usually mixed, but it's okay. Yeah, this is the one.
This innovative stick makes it easy to back up your smartphone. It's compatible with all devices like Android and iOS.
Can the present simple tense be used to talk about the past, present, and future? In this lesson, I'm going to answer this question by describing 7 different ways it is used by native speakers. And I think the last one will surprise you.
This is not our target lesson.
Focus.
This is different.
This lesson is about the first tense that most people learn in English, the present simple.
So I think this video would be fine.
Would it be fine? Okay.
So I'm going to copy that link.
Yeah. And put it in the description.
And I'm going to put it into our lesson.
Okay.
There we go.
Okay.
So you see how we build the lesson plan this way.
Yeah.
Now, what kind of assessments could we use?
Speaking assessment, like every student has to prepare a short paragraph about his daily routine and say it to his classmates. Description, yeah. And share it with friends Around 2 minutes time for every student.
Okay, that's good.
We could do like 2 to 5 minutes, maybe role play. Like they come in front of the class and then they
But we
basically.
have 15 students.
Wait, sorry?
We'll end up, we have 15 students.
Oh, we have 15. Well, the last one will do it with the teacher.
15 students will have like four sessions or 5 sessions.
Well, they could still do role play
Yeah.
in small groups.
Small groups,
Yeah,
right?
in
Okay,
groups,
okay.
yes. It
Yeah.
works in groups, yeah.
The role play is
I-
always a good idea.
I once was attending a writing session. Every student has to continue his friend's one student will write a sentence and then will pass the paper to the second student to continue writing the sentences. And they end up with one paragraph.
Yes.
So you give them a group of words and you tell them use these words in writing, and every student should write one sentence in a group and to end up with one paragraph.
Maybe that could be the extra class assignment.
Yeah, maybe this, yeah.
Give them that as homework to take home with them.
To take home. Or maybe like a foundation worksheet. That they correct by themselves. You give them keywords for the key answers and they correct them by themselves.
Yeah, another assignment, another homework could be maybe we ask them to write paragraphs of their best friend's routine. So they're not just gonna talk about their own, but they describe what somebody might have said in the class. Like anybody, they could choose anybody in the class, just that it has to be different from their own routine. It's somebody's routine that they would describe now.
Yeah, actually, this is good because it forces them to listen to their friends. Like before
Exactly,
we
that's
had
what I
an
was thinking.
assignment, before we had an assignment that they should present to their friends, maybe this forces the other students to listen well so that they can talk about their friends at a later
Exactly.
stage. Yeah.
Exactly.
That's good. Well done, both of you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. So when you send me an email requesting that I send you the
Yeah. TA.
blank form,
Yeah.
I'll send you that lesson plan that we just put together now.
Sure.
And on page 2, there is a totally blank version of it.
Mhm.
Okay?
Yes.
So I'll send that to you very quickly so that you've got it to work with.
Yeah.
So send me those emails as soon as you can. You copied down my email address?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So send me the email as soon as you can, and I'll send this back to you right away. Send it to me today if possible, because tomorrow I'm not at home. I have an appointment out of town tomorrow, so if you send me the email tomorrow, I won't get it until late in the day.
Sure.
So do we have any questions about this today?
Not really.
Not really. I've sent the email, but hopefully it should be with you shortly.
I sent you the email as well.
Okay, I don't have either of them yet. Let me just refresh here.
Yeah.
Oh, I've got S's. Yep.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
And I've got Sahar's now as well.
If
So I'm
possible.
going to
I
send
made a
those
mistake.
back to you right now.
Yeah.
So that you'll have them.
I told Mrs. Alham yesterday that we used to do these teaching lesson preparations before, but I mean with the interactive lesson plans, this paperwork becomes time consuming and the coordinator doesn't have a look at them. So we just write notes on the interactive lesson plan here in the flip chart. And on every flip chart, we just describe the flip chart.
So I just sent both of you the email back.
Yeah, we got it. We
Yeah,
got it.
just received it. Thank you. Just
Okay.
yeah, just got it.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Well, thank you for your participation today.
Okay.
We're going to end the session now.
Yeah,
I'm going to stop the recording.
thank you.